Hi, I'm Sangeeta Shetty, lecturer in statistics from Mangalore. Today we'll be discussing on consumer price index numbers. Consumer price index number is also called as a cost of living index number. Okay, now what is consumer price index number? Consumer price index number is the index number of the cost met by a specified class of consumers in buying a basket of goods and services. Here, basket of goods and services means goods and services which are needed in day-to-day life. You know what are the goods that is needed in day-to-day life. Okay, you can make a long list of the items that is consumed in day-to-day life. Now, what is the specified class of consumers? Specified class of consumers means the class of consumers having almost identical pattern of consumption, same consumption pattern. Usually we know consumption pattern depends on income of the person, and therefore we consider those individuals in the class who are getting almost same income. For example, you can say government teachers. That is one class of people because all the government teachers are getting the same income and therefore their consumption pattern is same. Okay, I hope you got the idea about what is class of people. Class of people means group of people having almost identical pattern of consumption. So, cost of consumer price index number is the index number of the cost met by a specified class of consumers in buying a basket of goods and services. In other words, what consumer price index number finds is how much more a particular class of people have to pay for a basket full of goods and services in current year as compared to base year. That is how much more they have to pay in current year as compared to base year. For example, consumer price index number for the current period is 125. That means prices have been increased by 25% in current year as compared to base year. Which prices? The prices of the commodities which are used in day-to-day life. Okay. Next, now we shall have a look at uses of cost of living index numbers or consumer price index numbers. The first one, cost of living index numbers are used to determine the purchasing power of money and for computing the real wages. Now, purchasing power of money is nothing but value of the money. We have heard in several medias that value of money is decreasing year by year. You might have read it in newspapers like the value of 1 rupee has reduced to 60 paise, 70 paise, etc. Now, how to find this 60 paise or 70 paise? That is by using cost of living index numbers. Actually, purchasing power is nothing but 1 by cost of living index number into 100. That is how we find the purchasing power of money. What is the value of 1 rupee in current period? Yeah. Now, then again you have something here for computing the real wage. Now, in wage we have two types. Money wage and real wage. Money wage is the wage that we are getting. For example, if I am getting a salary of 40,000, my money wage is 40,000. Now, real wage is the wage which is adjusted for cost of living index number. You know that cost of living index number is increasing year by year. Okay, now I want to know whether my salary is actually balancing with the cost of living index number or adjusting with the cost of living index number. Okay, let us consider one example. Let me suppose that an employee is getting a salary of 20,000 in 2015. And let me suppose in 2019 he is getting a salary of 25,000. Now you can say salary has been increased. But the question is whether it is increased in accordance with the cost of living. Whether his salary has been increased with respect to cost of living index number. Okay, now how to find it? you have to find the real wage. Now, the money wage is to 25,000 because in 2019 he is getting a salary of 25,000. Okay, now the money wage is 25,000. Now, how to find real wage? Real wage is equal to money wage divided by cost of living index number or consumer price index number into 100. Okay, let me suppose that the consumer price index number in 2019 as compared to 2015 is 130. Okay, now the real wage is money wage, that is 25,000 divided by cost of living index, consumer price index number, that is 130 into 100. So you are getting a number 19,231. Now the question is whether the salary has been increased in accordance with the cost of living index number. No, because in 2015 he used to get a salary of 20,000. Now in 2019 his real wage is 19,231. That means salary has not increased. Actually it is decreased in accordance with the cost of living index. Okay, now that is about how to convert a money wage to real wage. Okay, now the second uses, it is commonly used in fixation of salary, diurnus allowance, that is DA, or grant of bonus to the employees. Okay, now the salary is fixed based upon the class of people. You know, the salary that a attender is getting and the salary that a teacher is getting different, because the teachers cost of living is different from attendants. Okay, now based upon the class of people to which they belong, the government or the firm or the management fix the salary. Okay, then dearness allowance, DA, that is about the allowance that the employee is getting every year. Now, you know, salary should be hiked every year because cost of living is increasing year by year. In accordance with the cost of living, salary must be increased. That increase in the salary is called as DA, dearness allowance. Actually, DA is given to adjust the income of the employee with the cost of living index. Now, how much to increase? What DA should be increased in the current period, that will be decided by looking at the consumer price index number, and also it applies to grant of bonus to the employees. Okay, next, third one. Okay, they are used by the government for the formulation of price policy, wage policy, etc. Now, to control the prices of the commodities which are used in day-to-day life, consumer price index numbers are used. Now, also to formulate wage policies, consumer price index numbers are used. Fourth one, they are used for comparing changes in the cost of living of different classes of people. Now, one can compare the cost of living of government teachers with the private teachers. One can compare cost of living of farmers with the farmers of other states, etc. Okay. Now, the fifth one, cost of living index number is widely used in wage negotiation. Okay. When the employees demand for increase in the income, they will consider the factor cost of living index. Every time they say the cost of living index is increasing year by year, therefore the firm or the management has to increase the salary of the employee. Okay, next, steps in the construction of consumer price index number. There are mainly 4 steps in the construction of index number. The first one, defining purpose and scope. Second one, conducting family budget inquiry and selecting the weights. Third one, obtaining price quotations. Fourth one, computing the index number. Okay, now let us discuss about these points one after the other. Okay, the first one, defining purpose and scope. At the very outset, the purpose of constructing the index number should be clearly defined. Under this step, one should clearly define the class of people for whom the index is to be constructed. Now, like whether it's to teachers, if it is to teachers, whether it is government teachers or private teachers, okay, or whether it is to the teachers in the rural area or in the urban area, etc. Okay, geographical area that is about the coverage, which location to consider for constructing the consumer price index number. Okay, the second one, conducting family budget inquiry and selecting weights. We already discussed about weights. Weights are nothing but the numbers assigned to the items depending upon their importance. Okay, now conducting family budget inquiry, that is to know the budget of the consumers on different items. Okay, here a sample survey is conducted on the consumers or selected families to know their budget on various items like food, clothing, house rent, fuel and lighting, then education, medicine, etc. So we have to prepare a questionnaire. Then you have to collect data on the prices of these commodities, then the quality of these commodities and quantity of these commodities. Okay, now next, obtaining price quotations. Okay, now while constructing consumer price index number, only retail prices are considered. We are not considering wholesale prices. We are considering the prices of the commodities which are sold in retail shops. Okay, now you know that the prices are retail prices or wholesale prices. Both the prices are likely to vary from time to time and from place to place, and therefore it is better to obtain the prices from the agencies at different places and from different time points. Finally, whatever the price quotations you get, that should be averaged, and that average is used as the price finally while constructing the consumer price index number. Okay, now the fourth one, computing the index number. There are two different methods of computing consumer price index number. The first one is aggregative expenditure method. The second one is family budget method. Okay, now in aggregative expenditure method, the formula is CPI is equal to summation P1Q0 divided by summation P0Q0 into 100. In case of aggregative expenditure method, base year quantities, that is Q0, is taken as the weight. Now in family budget method, the formula is CPI is equal to summation WP divided by summation W, where W is the weight, which is nothing but a value in the base period. Okay, P is nothing but the price relative, and you already know how to find price relative, that is capital P is equal to P1 by P0 into 100, where P1 is the current year price, P0 is the base year price. Now depending on the availability of data and suitability, we are selecting the formula. Okay, this is regarding consumer price index number, its uses and steps involved in the consumer price index numbers. Friends, if you like this video, then please share and subscribe. Thank you.